Hey there Cosmic Warriors, and welcome back to another video. And if you are new here, my name is Hannah. I am a Western Practical Astrologer. Okay, so in today's video, we are going to be exploring the relationship between your sun sign and your Mars sign. What do they say about you? Stay tuned because we are going to get into it. But before we do, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and click the bell. And if you are interested in booking a reading with me, then you can visit my website, hannahselsewhere.com. There you can also find my astrology products. And if you want a new video, so new videos ad-free, plus PDF guides and daily forecasts, then head on over to the Patreon. It's a great way to support the channel. And I do want to say thank you so much to my patrons for all of your support over there. As always, I hope you find this video to be helpful. Let's do this. Alright, so the synodic cycle of the Sun and Mars is about 26 months. Sun and Mars form a conjunction, ushering in a new willpower and drive cycle. This is when Mars becomes the morning star. Then about 12 months later, a Mars retrograde takes place for about 2 to 2.5 months. Sun and Mars retrograde then create an opposition. This is when our courage and our strength are illuminated. It's also about balancing our ego and our motivations, welcoming an honest review of our actions and how we show up as ourselves. Mars retrograde is a good time to revisit our inner warrior, our fighting spirit, and really how we stand up for ourselves. During this opposition, Mars becomes the evening star. Then about 12 months after that, Sun and Mars meet once again for another conjunction, aka a Mars Cassimi. Now the most recent of these was in Scorpio, which occurred November 2023. Our power is a big theme with this unfolding. The transformations of our ego, the releasing of our pain and suffering, our ability to dig deep into our unconscious to see what is buried and hidden under there. Then the next Sun-Mars retrograde opposition, that will take place in the sign of Cancer. So this is going to be January 2025. The Sun will be in Capricorn, opposing Mars retrograde in Cancer. Therefore, we will be starting 2025, with a bang. Perhaps we will release something related to authority, control, or responsibility. We might see what we have been resisting as well. Our emotions will certainly have something to tell us about our inner frustrations, especially with the Sun being in detriment and Mars being in its fall. Naturally, this will also be a fantastic opportunity to overcome our fears and to maturely reassess our strong reactions and feelings. But really, the Sun-Mars synodic cycle dance is a dance of power and strength. Empowerment is a huge theme. Being a fighter, being a warrior, refusing to take no for an answer, not letting others defeat us or walk over us. Sun is about our vitality, how we are seen, how we shine, and how we are recognized as well. Sun is tied to our purpose, our life force. And then Mars is about our energy, our passions, our physical energy, how we move as well, the amount of fuel that we have to keep going, what motivates us. Mars then is also about how we initiate and how we act. Therefore, as the Sun is our life force, Mars is how we act on it. How we go about gaining the recognition of our sun sign. How we go about gaining that approval and that validation. Mars represents the actions we take to help us fulfill our purpose. The Sun. This is about our willpower to do, to rise, to make things happen, to challenge ourselves and to live up to our greatest potential. This is about success, winning, achieving, and being victorious. But you see, this is also about knowing when to accept a defeat, when we should walk away, when we should give up the fight, when something just no longer does it for us. After all, sometimes in life we realize that our light and our passion do not burn as strongly. Times in life when we're done with the situation. It no longer serves its purpose, and that's okay, right? That is okay. This could look like, for example, walking away from a job or a relationship, or maybe you do not feel as passionate as you did about a creative project. Still, the Sun and Mars dance is about drive, motivation, and willpower. What wakes you up in the morning? What keeps you motivated and inspired? What or who does your heart burn for? What is that thing that brings you so much joy that it doesn't even feel like work? It does not require much effort because you love it, you enjoy it. How do you express your desires and your wants? Do you do so authentically and openly? Do you do so with warmth? What about your SEX drive and how you initiate SEX? Are you the one to initiate, or do you wait for others? Maybe your libido is high or it's low. Sun then is your spirit and Mars is your fighting spirit. Therefore, Mars defends your Sun. The minute someone attacks your spirit or your ego, Mars steps in and fights for you. Whatever the case, this is a dance that is quite personal to your way of doing things. It's about your individuality. It's about your ability to stand up for your sense of self. So on that note, let's go through the Sun-Mars aspects. Let me know in the comments what your Sun-Mars combo is. For this video, of course, we're going to be using traditional aspects. We're looking at aspects by sign. But do also consider modern aspects. For information about aspects, I have made a series all about them, so do make sure to check that out. Sun and Mars in the same sign, Sun-Mars conjunction. So there are a few different variations of this. You could have Sun and Mars in the same sign, but they are not conjunct by a degree, or they could be conjunct by a degree. And if they are about 8 degrees apart, Mars is combust. Or you could have Sun and Mars conjunct within 17 minutes. This then means that you were born during a Mars Cassimi. Sun and Mars might also be conjunct in your chart, but in different signs. But there could still be this aversion quality to this. So do make sure to read both the conjunction section and the aversion section just to see how things resonate, okay? Now, if both Sun and Mars are in the same sign in your chart, this means that you possess strong willpower and determination. When you seek to achieve something, you are willing, you're ready to take the actions necessary to get there. Naturally, the style in which you do this will depend on the sign that Sun and Mars are in, but you are highly dedicated, okay? Very dedicated. Perhaps you enjoy being recognized for such qualities. It is very affirming to you when others compliment you on your goal setting, your courage, your drive, your fighting spirit. But the key is to keep the passion alive. And the good thing is that you can sense when a situation or path is no longer for you, when a chapter is over, when it's time to move on to the next goal, the next win, the next opportunity. You can be daring, you can be risk-taking, ready to jump into the next adventure. There is something so exciting about the road ahead. Others tend to notice your wins and your dynamic energy levels. Your self-expression may be confident, driven, motivational, willful. You're often placed in leadership positions. Your ability to initiate shines. But if Sun and Mars are about 8 degrees apart, Mars is combust, suggesting tension when it comes to your actions, motivations, and drives, if or when you do not feel like you can move freely or independently. It can frustrate you if others try to walk over you, if they try to compete with you. If they do not listen to your anger, you might also become more upset. Your wins and your accomplishments mean a lot to you. So perhaps others must see that. They must notice your ambition, your drive, and your strong willpower. If you were born when Sun and Mars were 17 minutes apart, so this Mars Cassimi, you are the essence of passion, bravery, motivation, ambition, strong, willing, a natural born leader. You know what you want, and how deep down you will get it. There is no question, there's no doubt in your mind. There's just no other way, really. You also focus strongly on yourself, your goals, your aims, your desires. Perhaps you're gifted at the likes of kickboxing, sprinting, driving, martial arts, enterprise, business. You are recognized for your independence, perhaps also for your bedroom abilities, if you know what I mean. However, you might also be quick to anger or highly impatient, okay? It's hard for you to sit still and it's hard for you to wait. Before you know it, you're on to the next thing. Of course, the sign could also come into play here, so do keep that in mind. Then again, perhaps it is challenging to keep up with your sexual appetite within relationships. Sun and Mars in aversion. Okay, so if your Mars sign is in the sign before or after your Sun sign, it is in aversion. And if your Mars sign is in the sign before or after the sign opposite your Sun, it's also in aversion. I'll show you, okay? Now, in modern astrology, however, these would be the semi-sextile and the in conjunction. Still, it can feel like your Sun sign and your Mars sign, they do not connect the best. It's as if they're just so different from each other. They speak totally different languages. As you seek to express and outwardly show the qualities and traits of your Sun sign, how you do that, right? Keyword being do. Well, that is going to be very different. How you initiate and take action, you see, is shown via your Mars sign. Therefore, you could be willing and ready to express yourself, but that initial push to express yourself is different. It's fascinating, isn't it, to think that Mars is the driving force behind pretty much anything we do. You are driven and motivated by your Mars sign, and then you feel recognized and seen via your Sun sign. Your Mars sign is about willpower, but then your Sun sign is about your vitality. Both tell us about energy, okay? Your energy. Sun is your spirit, and Mars is how you defend your spirit. So for you, perhaps it can be challenging to identify times when you're tired, times when you're low on energy, or times when others are not respecting your identity and your individuality. Maybe you can make it seem like you're not really looking for praise or for recognition, but then you get frustrated when others are not actually paying attention to you. But you see, it's also this mix, this blend of the two. So when you initiate, you also express these qualities of your Sun sign. Others might compliment you for your achievements, for your drive, and then of course your Sun sign takes that information and feels quite good. Being recognized for your Sun sign as well, for these qualities, can also support your willpower and your drive to keep going, to persevere. But essentially, this is about your fighting spirit and the expression of your spirit being on the same page, okay? Trying to get them to work together a little bit, even though that can be challenging at times. Now, if you were born with Sun Mars in aversion, so thinking about Mars in the sign before or after the sign opposite your Sun sign, well, you might be born during a Mars retrograde. So I want to mention this because with the Mars retrograde, another layer is added to this aversion and can show up as delayed action, lack of motivation and will, only initiating when you truly care about something, waiting until the moment is just right, or possessing very strong staying power when you do start something. You can be like this demon when you compete. But these things are still very different. They're still going to be very different to how you outwardly express yourself and gain recognition. Sun, Mars, sextile. If your Mars sign is 2 signs over from your Sun sign, it creates a sextile by sign. Sextiles have a Venus-like quality. Therefore, when it comes to goal setting, your sun supports your efforts. Your confidence lends a helping hand to your drive, your willpower, and your fighting spirit. And your Mars assists your ego to shine, to glow, and to be seen. And because the sun rules our conscious self, perhaps you're pretty mindful of your energy levels. You are aware of what pushes you forward. Now, with the same token, your passion supports your enthusiasm. You are also willing to support other people's passions and their creations, perhaps making you well liked by others. Now, if your sun and Mars are in fire signs, this is more about your intellect and your creativity. But if they are in earth and water signs, this is more about your emotional world and being pragmatic. Sun Mars square. If your Mars sign is 3 signs over from your sun sign, it creates a square by sign. Squares have a Mars-like quality. Therefore, when it comes to your drives, aims, and motivations, your sun might not be the most supportive. Sun might have other plans, or could try and fight with Mars about direction and willpower matters. Sure, you are most likely to be confident, passionate, strong-willed, self-assuring, independent, all these things, but you can also be impatient, impulsive, and very restless as well. You can become bored very easily or quick to leave a situation the moment it gets tough. You could also very well lash out at others, quick to anger in this way. Maybe there are inner frustrations in this regard. The moment something doesn't go your way, you could just become up in arms about it. People might feel like they must walk on eggshells when they're around you because they're just not sure of what will set you off. You could be friendly, warm, and generous one minute, and then suddenly you're angry. You could very well have a short fuse. Perhaps it can be challenging at times to know where to focus your energy as well and which task to tackle first. Naturally, this is about stepping up to the challenge with the square and learning to be patient, to bring awareness to your physical energy, right? To bring that sun conscious awareness to your physical energy, and to also practice slowing down if you must. This is about choosing your battles wisely as well. Now, if your sun and Mars are in earth fire signs, this is more about your practical efforts and spirit. If they are in air and water signs, this is more about your social skills and your intuition. Sun Mars trine. If your Mars sign is about 4 signs over from your sun sign, it creates a trine by sign. Trines have a Jupiter-like quality. Therefore, when it comes to how you initiate and lead, your sun enhances the efforts of your Mars, and then Mars also extends the reach of your self-expression. There is a type of gift or talent here related to leadership, management, ambition, goal setting, and using your physical energy. Your sun congratulates your Mars's passion and willpower, and then Mars seeks to positively give your sun more power. Therefore, you are highly determined, dedicated, a very motivational person, inspiring. You might even possess a gift for motivating others and helping them succeed. You could be a real cheerleader, a teacher perhaps. You are willing to share your knowledge and wisdom about your assertiveness as well. You could be a coach, a team leader, a trainer, an advisor. Now, if your sun and Mars are in fire signs, this is about passion, right? Your passions. If they're in water signs, this is about your emotional needs, your emotional drive. If they're in earth signs, this is about your material successes. And if they are in air signs, this is about networking. Now, before we move on to the opposition, Mars could be retrograde in your chart while still creating a trine with the sun. So I wanted to just mention that, meaning that there is still a Jupiter-like quality to this energy as explained, but a big difference is that it's really about how you act. How you act will differ. How you assert yourself. There may be moments when you're not quite clear energetically, as if you just need some more time to reflect, or times when you hesitate or you doubt yourself. Timing matters here. When you do things, waiting for the right moment. Such matters can be used to your benefit, But there can also be periods when you do not take the opportunities presented. And because you waited too long, they're gone. Hey, maybe you're optimistic anyway, right? You trust in the natural process of things. You may possess gifts of leadership, so related to leadership, enterprise, but how you do go about doing things is just much more reflective. You will deeply consider how your actions might lead to other actions, for instance. You have a keen eye for identifying pitfalls and obstacles. You can be strategic. Lastly, then, Sun opposite Mars retrograde. This opposition. So if your Mars sign opposes your Sun sign, you were born during a Mars retrograde. Your Sun and Mars create this opposition by sign. Now, oppositions have a Saturn-like quality. Therefore, when it comes to setting goals, initiating and asserting yourself, there is a struggle here. There is a resistance and a ton of hesitation. You'll deeply consider the right time, the right moment to do something. But you could do this to such an extent that you reject yourself. It feels like you're letting yourself down, or like a big part of you is not being seen or recognized, aka your Sun sign. Then again, this might also be about your fears, so fears of being seen, fears of shining and expressing yourself. Maybe your desire to be a leader was denied or limited growing up, or your confidence was not supported by your courage, as if you had to separate yourself from your independence. Maybe there was actually a demanding authority telling you what to do and who to be. But have I got news for you? Because you grow to be a highly motivated, disciplined, assertive, and confident leader. With time, patience, and effort, you become a wise and mature figure who is recognized for your ambitions and your successes. And your staying power is insane. When you consciously decide, yes, this is for me, you give it your all. And you are relentless on your quest. Your ability to overcome leadership adversity shines through. Okay then, Cosmic Warriors, so that concludes my video talking all about your Sun and Mars signs, so the relationship between the two. Again, let me know your Sun and Mars combo. Please also let me know if you found this video to be helpful. Did you learn something new? And like you, I am always learning. I would just really appreciate your feedback today. Again, I want to say thank you so much to my patrons over at Patreon for all of your support. And just, let me know your thoughts and your opinions. With all of that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And of course, if you would like to see more videos from myself and you have not yet subscribed, then make sure that you click that subscribe button and also give this video a like if you did like it today. And I will be back with another video very soon. Bye!